Hello, welcome to our series of recap interviews with our corporate partners. So today I have here Simon from Cordeel. Simon, thank you so much for joining us today and taking on this interview. So I would love to start off with maybe sharing a little bit more about yourself, about Cordeel, and what your role at the company is.
Yeah, my name is Simon, I'm 34 years old, and I'm the Group Sustainability Officer at Cordeel. So from all the 20 entities we have, I'm responsible for everything in terms of reporting to all kind of initiative and following up on project management.
Okay, and a little bit more about Cordeel as a company?
Yeah, Cordeel is a one-stop shop construction partner. We offer everything in the value chain of construction, from production of material until building buildings and setting in the building techniques and batteries and everything like that. But also project development is part of our game. So it's basically everything in the value chain of construction.
Okay, good. So you have a very important role then that you play at your company. So you decided to be a partner of RecAp because improving your ESG standards and performance is strategic to you, right? So can you share maybe some ESG achievements of your firm?
Yeah. So what we focus really on is innovation, and innovation and sustainability is absolutely intertwined with us. So what for us is really important, because we do have a huge impact, is everything concrete related. So we focus a lot on making our concrete more green.
Mm-hmm.
And for the precast department we have, that we decrease with 15% in the CO2 emissions, which is quite a substantial win for us. And but then also another pretty cool innovation we have been working on is my colleagues at C Biotech. Mm-hmm. They use industrial hemp to clean soils. Mm-hmm. It's absorbing carbon at the same time, and we can make really amazing bio-based products out of that. So it's a real nice, complete approach on that.
That's really inspiring. Thank you for sharing that. So it is said that ESG is a moving target, right? Yeah. So while we have clear objectives in terms of the E, so to increase the CO2 emissions by 55% by 2030 and be carbon neutral by 2050, we still need to define more the other dimensions, so the S and the G. So how is this learning process at Cordeel? Since when have you started to work on this? How have you structured your processes? Do you have people allocated to this? Do you have any external experts? How do you do this?
I really like the description of the moving target, because even today, legislation is changing all the time. CSRD is coming towards us, still not being completely defined how it's going to look like. And this, is definitely a challenge for us as a company. Mm-hmm. And we started back in 2021 with first time really getting an overview of our carbon footprint. We used the CO2 performance ladder for that, really easy and interesting framework. And then we started it up, and it was the beginning of our journey. We then started seeing where can we improve. More and more innovations came to it. We're now gonna have an electrolyzer to create hydrogen on site. We have tons of PV panels on site to create energy. So it was really a learning journey, and we started taking step by step.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So basically you're structured really well internally, right? Because you do have this advantage of also basically having somebody as yourself on this position, because a lot of companies don't have it. So you do have this internal structure for that.
And I think I'm quite lucky about that. I mean, I am the sustainability department of the Cordeel group. Yeah. But I do have a lot of colleagues that are working on comparable things and on which I can fall back to. Mm-hmm. My colleagues in QHSE, they are busy with all these frameworks like the CO2 performance ladder, ISO certifications. Mm-hmm. And so they are, when I need data on the water, CO2 waste, they can help really out. And then I have my fantastic colleagues of the innovation department who are also really willing to change the company for the better.
You really complement each other nicely, right?
Yeah, indeed. And then we have, of course, the huge knowledge of our core business of construction, but also a lot of there's condition of the willing as well who want to change. So that's a really nice mix of people.
Yeah, great. And in terms of the ESG ambitions, are you documenting it? Are you tracking your performance? are you reporting it? What would you say is the most difficult part about that?
Yeah, so we had just released our second sustainability report.
Okay.
And the most difficult is actually gathering data. It's a huge hassle.
Yeah.
And back in the beginning of the year, I did it with Excel and sending emails. Awful, not to be recommended.
Yeah.
But I think that's how many people do it today. And now we are going to implement a new reporting tool, which will make it much easier for me and my colleagues, also from Bulgaria and Serbia, to share their data. And we will hopefully spend less time on reporting and more time on progress. But yeah, we are reporting on our progress. We need to do it as well because we need to do it for CSRD.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to take granular steps towards that goal when we really need to report.
Yeah, because soon everybody will have to report it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And can you tell us a bit, how have you structured your innovation process? So do you have a team dedicated to innovation? Do you have an annual budget? Do you have a clear innovation strategy? How is that?
Yeah. So we do have a team dedicated. That's me and my colleague Nico mostly. Nico is really busy with the technical screening of startups and technology. So he has a huge background in the industry. So can he evaluate really quickly, is this technology making sense from an engineering point of view and from a cost perspective as well? Because we used to do focus on a lot of innovations. We thought that's cool, that's going to help us. But yeah, this was not always the most cost effective. So we now really take this into the account as well. And we are aligned with our mission to become the fastest builder and using innovation for that as well. So we always look on, does this help us getting faster? Is it innovative, but also is it sustainable, and is it cost neutral at least?
Yeah, you have to have strict criteria. You cannot just work with everybody that reaches out.
Yeah. And there we are focused now when we look at buildings. We want to build buildings that are CO2 neutral, that are resilient, and also the circular aspect is important to it. And then also we take a look at energy infrastructure, where we do a lot of business in as well. And there is also to have a resilient grid. That's really important for us as well. So it's pretty clear for us in which areas we want to innovate in, and that helps us a lot to say, we're going for this is not interesting for us, and this might be at some point.
Exactly. And this actually brings me to my next question, which is a little bit of a tricky question maybe, but do you agree that it's possible to have returns as well financially and to have a social, environmental impact?
I think that we always have an impact in the ESG frame that might be positive or negative, but every company has an impact on that. And I'm happy that at Cordeel, also our owner, Philippe, he has a crystal clear view on that it's also guiding us towards the future, that we are becoming more sustainable. And we also get a lot of positive feedback on that, also from financial institutions, because that's the thing. On one hand, we obviously need to grow, make profits to keep the business running. But at the same time, that's the beauty now of the stronger legislations that are coming.
Yeah.
Financial institutions pay a lot of respect, a lot of great deal on that as well, and customers. So this helps us a lot in winning tenders, in getting loans, and we get a lot of positive feedback on that. So I absolutely think it's to be linked, and it absolutely should be linked. And if you want to stay relevant in the future as a company, you should do that as well.
That's a good perspective. Yeah, I like it. So what would you say, what would be the key message from your side to share to any construction, real estate firm who hasn't started working on ESG yet?
Yeah, start.
Plain simple.
Yeah, just do it. No, just kidding. It's obviously necessary that you start with that. You can start small, create a coalition of the willing. Because normally in every company, there are people who have some kind of affection with the topic of sustainability and innovation. Get these people together, make up a roadmap, and start improving. This can be granular, can be started by reporting and then seeing in which steps can be taken. And I think that's a really important one. Then communicate, especially internally, that your colleagues know what your focus is and that you're aligned.
Yeah, and why is this even important, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have one last question. So, of course, you're partner of RecAp. So what would you say, what are some of the benefits of partnering up together with RecAp?
Yeah. So we get a lot of great insights into the market. That on the one hand, you have a great network that we can use as well. And especially the screening of startups is an important part for us because we have our innovation focuses and where we do a lot of screening ourselves of technology and so on. But it's always good to not stay in your bubble, but have someone else kind of challenging you, offering new insights. And I think they play a really critical role for us as well. And it's great to have also the other partners involved and get to learn their perspective. I mean, then you sometimes you think, okay, there I haven't thought about yet. And that's really important for us as well. So it's a nice ecosystem. You have a great network and we get more insights.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Good. I think with this being said, we've come to the end of our interview. So thank you so much for taking the time today. And to anyone listening, thank you also for listening in. Stay tuned. We will be sharing more RecAp corporate partner interviews soon.